A man in critical condition tonight after police opened fire on him in a dead-end street. It happened near 44th and Mercington. That's just blocks north of Emmanuel Cleaver in Cleveland. 41 Action News reporter Lisa Benson talked to neighbors who say they want to know more.
There's still a lot more questions than answers, but what we do know is the driver's run with police ended here at 44th and Mercington after he hit this dead-end road and police saw his weapon. The interaction started just before 3 o'clock this morning with a call of shots fired near 37th and Wabash. Officers saw a driver leaving the area and began a pursuit. The driver successfully eluded police until he got to 44th and Mercington, a dead-end street. Responding officers reported seeing a gun on the driver. They opened fire, striking the suspect.
This is too close to home. Too close to home.
Darian Jefferson lives across the street from where the shooting took place. She wants to know more about what led to the gunfire, but trusts police did the right thing.
But I think our police officers here in the Kansas City, Missouri area do a pretty good job of policing, protecting us, especially with the police chief that we have.
Lisa Benson, 41 Action News.
The suspect is in critical condition. The officers involved are on paid administrative leave. A mother speaking out tonight after her 5-year-old is shot as bullets fly through her home. The drive-by happened Tuesday night with still no sign of the shooter. This is happening as the number of drive-by shootings in Kansas City continues to rise. 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez is live tonight outside police headquarters.
Dia, his mother, Vanessa Sanchez, tells me that the son's sounds of gunfire are a reality in her neighborhood, but she never thought that her son would be the one getting hit in the safety of their home. Yoel Pitayo is back to playing on his tablet in the same room where he almost lost his life Tuesday night because of a drive-by shooter's bullet.
He ran out the bedroom crying and screaming. I figured he was scared. And it turns out he got hit because he started screaming that it hurt and there was blood.
The 5-year-old spent 2 days at Children's Mercy Hospital where his kindergarten teacher brought dozens of cards from his Gladstone Elementary classmates.
I've grown up in Northeast my whole life, and I've never had any type of problems like this until now. And now I have 3 kids, so it's scarier.
Yoel's mother, Vanessa Sanchez, can't understand why her little boy became a statistic in the rising number of drive-by shootings in Kansas City. 41 Action News first reported as of August of this year, there have been 245 drive-by shootings. Homes were hit in 69 of those cases.
You just don't do that. You don't just shoot up people's houses, not knowing that you're going to hit a child.
Detectives have told Sanchez there haven't been any tips or leads in her case. She's now pleading for the public's help.
It's my child this time. Next time, whose child is it going to be? And I'm pretty sure next time they're going to want the same help that I want.
In the meantime, she's trying to restore a sense of normalcy in Yoel's life.
Just reassuring his safety, pretty much assuring that he's going to be okay, nothing's going to happen to him.
And now she adds that Yoel, who wants to be a police officer, will go back to school on Monday. Again, no tips or leads in this case. So if you live in the Indian Mound neighborhood and noticed anything unusual Tuesday night, go ahead and call police or the Crime Stoppers hotline. A small tip can go a long way. Reporting live in downtown Kansas City, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.
Police are searching for 2 men who kidnapped a Johnson County Sheriff's deputy last night and sexually assaulted her. The deputy is out of the hospital now, but police do have one very big lead. 41 Action News reporter Josh Helmuth is here to explain what we know so far. Just horrific, Josh.
Yeah, it really is. Happened at 11:30 last night. The deputy was walking across the parking lot across the street from the Johnson County Jail when she was taken. It's this dark blue Mazda. Police are hoping will allow them to track down whomever is responsible.
Johnson County Sheriff Frank Denning has never seen it in nearly 40 years with the force.
It appears to be a random act.
A brazen crime. 2 men driving this blue Mazda, kidnapping a sheriff's deputy in a parking lot just feet away from the jail.
The car was following her from about an area of Santa Fe and Ridgeview to the parking lot at the detention facility, and that would be probably a little over a mile.
The deputy was kidnapped at 11:30 last night. After being sexually assaulted, she escaped her captors at 1:30 this morning in Lee Summit. She ran directly to a Jackson County Sheriff's substation for help.
You feel responsible for your employees anyway, and for something like this to happen, that is, it's very tragic to say the least, but just to have a young person, a young woman assaulted like that, it makes me angry.
Although surveillance can't make out the plates on the criminal's car, police are confident they'll track them down.
We're bringing on another crew right now that will continue the investigation, and so we're going to find out who these two are.
The deputy has only been on the force roughly 6 months. She was released from the hospital this afternoon. Anyone with information is urged to call the TIPS hotline. Josh Helmuth, 41 Action News.
And joining us out of Moscow for more on this is Mr. Alex Christoforou, a writer at the Duran.com. Hello, Mr. Christoforou. Thank you for joining us here on Press TV's Top 5. Sir, now, NATO members are not happy about Russia's deployment, while it was NATO member states began the initial expansion and buildup on Russia's doorsteps. Your read on all this?
Well, I mean, Russia is moving missiles within their own territory, are they not? I believe that a sovereign nation has the right to do such a thing. And as you said earlier, this is, something that Russia is doing in response to what NATO has been doing, which is encroaching right up to Russia's border, having military drills a stone's throw away from Russia's border, drills that in some instances even mirrored the march that Germany took in World War II towards the Russian borders. So the provocation has really been coming out of NATO for the past 2 years, ever since the United States and the European Union led the coup in Ukraine. So this is really just part of a planned military training. The Russians are moving missiles within their own territory, and that cannot be stressed enough. But you see how Lithuania, Poland, and the United States are rephrasing the narrative to say it's now once again Russian aggression, Russian hostility. This is all part of an ever-escalating and ever-dangerous Russophobia that's just really been being spread irresponsibly.
And these tensions we're seeing, these soaring tensions between Russia and the U.S., the German Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier said that this escalation between the two seems to be heading toward a disturbing end, something far beyond what we saw in the Cold War. Your thoughts on that?
He's right. And we are moving towards, we're inching ever closer towards conflict between the United States and Russia. And that would be NATO and Russia. Ukraine, Syria are, both examples of the U.S. ratcheting up the need for conflict and the need for conflict with Russia. Those comments by the German foreign minister should be taken very seriously. And right now, I just have the feeling that a lot of the Western public and a lot of the United States public is really not giving this a lot of thought. The last thing we need is conflict between the United States and Russia, but we are inching closer with every passing day.
Thank you much for your contribution to the program, sir. Mr. Alex Christoforou, writer at theduran.com, joining us out of Moscow.
People and medical staff rushed to the scene of the attack to help the injured. This was the time when a second Saudi airstrike took place.
The Saudi fighter jets targeted this funeral ceremony for the father of the interior minister, which has been attended by both civilians and high-ranking officials.
Why the international community is still silent towards such crimes that are taking place everywhere in Yemen?
The health ministry has called for blood donations as hospitals which are suffering from shortage of medicines due to the Saudi tight blockade couldn't cope with the large number of injured civilians. At the Republican hospital, doctors were called in to carry out operations for those injured in the Saudi attack on the capital's biggest hall of events. They called on the international community to help end the violence and lift the Saudi blockade on medicines, which has attributed to the rising death toll in the midst of brutal attacks.
We have received a big number of injured people here and in other hospitals in the capital, such as Al Thora and a military hospital. But in many cases, we see injured people die as we are not able to do anything to help them due to lack of medicines and required equipment. These are the results of the Saudi blockade. We demand that the international community stop these indiscriminate attacks on civilians and lift the blockade.
Medical sources have confirmed that the mayor of Sana'a, Abdul Qadir Hilal, is among those killed. The civilian cost of the Saudi war in Yemen is growing amid the deafening silence of the international community, which has turned a blind eye to the humanitarian crisis in the impoverished Arab states. The Saudi war invasion, which started in March 2015, has left over 10,000 people dead, many of them women and children. Mohammed Al-Attab, Press TV, Sana'a.